Time now to check in with the Better Business Bureau, and we're very pleased that from the BBB of Central New England, Megan MacBride, live in the studio with us. Megan, good morning.
Good morning, Hank. How are you?
Good, thank you. And you brought along another of the great accredited businesses from the BBB, and that is Camosse Masonry Supply. And Henry Camosse Jr. is live in the studio with us. The president, I'll have you get right up on the mic, the president of Camosse Masonry Supply, and everybody knows where you are located out there. But fill people in. Boy, how many years now, Henry? How many are we going back?
So good morning. Thanks for having us. We are celebrating 77 years this year, established in 1948 by my great-grandfather and grandfather. Currently, we have two locations, one in Charlton and Worcester. The Charlton location celebrating its 20th anniversary this year as well. Both my brother Christopher and I have taken over ownership, which is a new challenge for us. We're excited to be doing that, as my father Henry has kind of stepped back a little. We still keep him involved, but it's still a family business and something that we're very proud to be able to run with and take to the next level.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Tell me a little bit more. I mean, obviously, you know, your father, well known, as was his father before him. So people love the fact that now you have this unbroken line of the Camosse family, and people who I'm sure they are an unbroken line of customers going back generations as well. Business different, though, in 2025, I'm sure, in some ways than it was, in 1946, but are there ways that it was the same?
Yeah, one of the things that's kept us around so long, I think, is our ability to evolve through the times. My great-grandfather and grandfather brought in automation during the manufacturing process, which allowed us to contribute to a lot of the building of Worcester, the schools, the hospitals, the Centrum as examples of that. My father, bringing into the picture landscape materials where it was just traditional masonry products. And now, with all of the cutting technology and innovation, we're trying to stay on top of that with the newest of tools, the newest products, natural stone. So, keeping up with the current trends is definitely something that's kept us in the limelight locally with customers, and the family business aspect of things has made it very comfortable for anybody to come in and shop with us. Contractors obviously are a driving force, but we're known for being a very inviting and welcoming place to bring your family, the kids, to spend some time to make some tough decisions on what products you might use, and that's something that I think is known around, that you can come down and get good service from us.
No, absolutely, 100%. And Megan, boy, I remember just a couple of years ago during COVID, it seemed like everybody decided they were just going to stay at home, and everybody was going to start, building around their homes.
Oh, absolutely. That's exactly what my parents did as well. They installed a new hot tub, got us like a new dock, and all these things that were needed. And Henry, actually, so I had a question. So I know that you had mentioned that you supply this landscaping tools to people. What is hardscaping? I did some research, and I was curious.
So hardscaping was a term that was coined about 30 years ago, and it kind of generally encompasses natural stone, concrete pavers. Landscaping sometimes gets convoluted with plantings, grass, flowers, mulch. So the industry tried to coin, and it's still a term that's used quite regularly, coin a term that would identify the installation of specifically those types of products. So be it natural stone, brick, the fire pits, all of those kinds of aspects, as opposed to soft scapes, which are your flowers, your plants, your and things like that.
Oh, I would have never known that.
Yeah. What was that like for you, those COVID years? Because, I mean, there are some businesses, and I would think that yours might have been one of them, that actually there are a lot of, I don't know, it just seemed, just as Megan was talking about, all my friends seemed to all of a sudden, they were all going down and building.
We had our best years in the history of the company during those years. Obviously there was some trying times in the beginning. How do you safely operate under the conditions of both the law and of the health of your coworkers? Making sure that we weren't putting people at risk just with the idea of making money. So we came up with some policies that were creative: curbside deliveries, curbside ordering. So those years we saw the people who wanted to spend time at home, reinvest into their home, taking vacations, putting those on hold and really capitalizing on their yards, making it a place that they didn't want to leave during those months and years where it was a little different for everybody.
Now, when did you join the firm?
So I've worked throughout my whole life, but in 2000, when I graduated high school, I had the choice of going to college or showing up to work the next day after graduation, and I chose the path of work. It was something that I was very proud of throughout my whole life. It was never pressed upon either my brother or myself, which I think really allowed for a natural transition into it, where it wasn't something that was forced upon us. But so I've been there about 24 years now. Charlton was a place that we opened up as we all lived out there, and now both my brother and I, maintain both locations. He's been with us for 22 years now as well.
Wow, that is really. I mean, that's that again. That is just incredible that you and your brother have really carried that on, but also some of the changes that have happened as well. Let's talk a little bit about the fact that Camosse Masonry Supply, the way in which, and you carry this on, but having gotten started in 1948 and carrying on through today, you guys are such a vital part of the community. And talk to us a little bit about that, about how important it is to give back and just all the teams and everything else you sponsor.
Yeah, thank you for acknowledging that. One of the things that we've learned, both my brother and I, from my father and grandfather, was to be active in the community. My grandfather was always been very philanthropic, helping with hospitals, baseball teams. We've sponsored the Auburn baseball team, and I know I don't have the exact dates right, for over 60 years, both in Little League. We work with organizations like Positively for Pink in Worcester with Michelle Powers and her efforts for women's breast cancer. So it's something that's been ingrained in my family and something that we're very proud to be able to do. We look at the business as not only a way to make a living, but also a way to enable us to share in some of that.
Yeah, just tremendous. And I'll let Megan talk to you a little bit about the fact that obviously you have been a Better Business Bureau accredited business for a lot of years.
61 years this
61
year.
years. Yeah. Wow. I mean, that's got to be up there, Meg, with the top businesses in this area.
Yeah, I think I pulled the list the other day, and I think we have several companies who are pushing 60, 70 years. And I think it just goes to show, what the seal stands for. You're a trustworthy business. And beyond that, it sounds like your company, Henry, is so adaptive and kind of follows the mission the BBB has. I'd be curious, was it you and your grandfather who kind of chose to make you guys accredited 61 years ago?
Well, I can't take any credit for that, but I'm certain that my grandfather understood the importance of making it known through our actions and being recognized through that for the public. It's certainly a trustworthy accolade. It's something that customers can do research upon and feel comfortable that they're going to get good service, honest service. So we're very proud of it. We put the A+ rating stickers all over the retail locations. It's front and center on our website. We reference it when customers have any considerations about working with us. So it's something that we take very seriously. We want to continue on the path, and hopefully we'll be talking about 70 years, during the next interview.
Yeah, you just hit, I saw on your social media accounts when I was doing my research, you guys hit your President's Club last year with your 60 years.
Yeah, that was a great honor. We had a dinner where Hank actually awarded us the certificate along with other companies. I think Marois Brothers celebrated 70 years at that dinner. So it was great to see other companies that we're very close with following the same path.
Yeah. It's all about trustworthiness, absolutely. And I think, we always try to say on these radio spots, we do the work for you at the Better Business Bureau. You could give us as much money as you want, Henry, but if your company isn't following the values and the morals of the Better Business Bureau, you can't be a part of our membership. And that's the important thing, is to have these reputable and trustworthy businesses like yours come on and show our consumers that, very trustworthy in this community.
Well, we're grateful
yeah.
for your support. Thank you.
And I'm sure that you've heard this story from the other side from your dad. But when I would go places and somebody would say, "Oh, I recognize you," and I go, "Oh, yeah, no, I do a show on Charter TV3. That might be where you recognize me from. My name's Hank. Homework with Hank." That's another Hank.
Yeah.
That's it. That was your dad did that show for many years.
Something he's very proud of, and
I love
something
that.
something we still have on the website, so we can recall those good times. And we've entertained the idea of bringing it back in some capacity, whether it's Homework with Hank's kids or but
like
there
that.
was nothing better than seeing him on a construction site, in brand new white sneakers, getting dirty, really making it a show that people could relate to. And that's, I think, where it really hit home, was people saw him doing things that they themselves wanted to do. And then he made the point that they could do it.
Exactly. No, it was a wonderful show. It really was, and it's always great to have something like that local. You'd see some of those things kind of coming out of Boston, but we had it local. What are you seeing for the future?
A lot of times we hear from contractors that labor is very difficult. That seems to be a common message. So the cutting edge tools that are making jobs easier, they're less impactful on your body. Those seem to be the trends on the contractor side. With homeowners, it's certainly, beautifying that backyard, creating the place where the kids are going to want to stay and not leave, whether it's fire pits or bocce courts or now even water gardens. So all of those things that, the trends tend to come and go with surface textures and colors. So you can always count on something new in that regard. But I think, people are still focused on their backyard. The COVID example really hasn't left yet. And we're going to just continue to try to capitalize on that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so great to have you here today. Greatly appreciate it. I'll turn it over to Meg to wrap things up. And Meg, as always, thank you for coming in.
Yes, thank you, Hank, for having the BBB and one of our many very wonderful accredited businesses. We so appreciate you coming on today, Henry. And
Very grateful.
if you're listening out there and you're an accredited business with us, we want you on Hank's Talk of the Commonwealth on 8:30 at 8:30. So
Very good. I like that. I'm going to steal that. Yep, that's right.
8:30
At
on 8:30.
on 8:30.